This video's for you if you are responsible for sales in your organization, in your business, in your life, and you're in a slump. You are in a slump. You're like, this is not working out. What am I doing here? Why am I here? Why can I not just go get a job wherever? I'm not going to start throwing out names, but you're like, I'm in a slump. So I mean, I've been in sales. Okay, so why I know about this, I've been in sales for almost 30 years, if not a little bit longer. And slumps come and slumps go, as well as economies change, administrations change, people change, products change, like everything changes over and over and over again. So again, how do I know this? I've sold over $25 million and I've been in the sales game for 25 plus years. And what I will tell you is I typically am able to get out of a slump by actually finding inspiration. And I don't mean motivation, because motivation to me never shows up when you need it, but inspiration will show up. Like right now, I'm sitting outside. I like the water. I'm sitting by the water. I like the water. I like fresh air. I like sunshine. If I can work outside for a couple days a week or a couple of hours a day, that will typically provide inspiration. The other thing is, I get muscle fatigue. And when I mean muscle fatigue, I mean if I'm working out after a period of time, maybe about 3 to 6 weeks, my muscles are like, oh, we're doing this again. We're doing this rep again. Yeah, we're not doing anything because we already know what that rep is like. We've done it a million times before, and we're just not going to actually leverage what the muscle's supposed to leverage to get you in better shape. So I have to switch it up. And it happens in life as well, where you have to switch it up. If you work inside an office, sometimes you can't do this, but if you work inside an office, maybe you can get outside the office and make those 5 phone calls from your cell phone. If you work, if you work remote, maybe it's going into the office a couple days a week. If it's, vice versa. I'm not going to go through all the scenarios. I think you get it, but it's the muscle fatigue. It's tricking your mental brain muscles into doing something a little differently. So that's probably number two. The third thing is exercise. Exercise will do it almost always. If you start in the AM and you decide that you're going to take a walk or do some exercise, you can get in the gym and do that before you get started. That typically will trigger not only your brain, but your energetic muscle, your spirit to kind of click in some other place. So those are some of the things. Learning is always good, but if you're an avid learner like me, um, it doesn't exactly do it. It's more the implementation at this point in my career, in my life. It's actually applying things. And then the other thing that inspires me is doing something completely differently and trying to see a lesson that applies to what I do. So here's a good example. I like storytelling in sales. So of the last maybe month and a half, I've started watching movies, but I'm watching them differently now because I want to understand the kind of the science of the storytelling just from a fun perspective. Like I'm having some fun watching the movie, and then I'll apply it a little bit to what I do in sales. So it doesn't always have to be that you're studying, working, all the things. You can find inspiration in other things. I like to also find inspiration in funny stories of what people are going through and apply it to what I do in sales for sales advisory. So if you are a founder, you're a sales rep, you are a sales leader, and you're hitting a wall early in this year, it's only March. It's I'm recording this in March of 2025, but if you're hitting a wall early in the year, early in the quarter, early in the month, and you need to push through it, pushing through it can be done by just working different muscles in a different way. That's probably the gist of it. And the other thing is sometimes you just need to like say, I'm cutting right now. I'm just going to cut for a minute and sit still and do nothing and think and have what they call white space. So those are some of the things that I use. I'm squinting because I'm out here. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to share some of the tips and tools that I use to get through mental blocks, revenue blocks, sales blocks, all the things. All right. Okay. Stay inspired. If you need support, I'm here. If I can do it, you can do it. You know my story. I grew up as the shyest girl in the room, and here I am talking to y'all on YouTube like it's nothing. This would never have happened. All right. As I said, stay inspired. You got this.